Hi. How are you? Are you doing good? Man, you're big. Come over here, I'll give you a little petting. I ain't got no food. Come on. He's like, nope. I know what's in that trailer sitting there. Yeah. Hello, moo cows. How are you? And he's like, I know what's in your trailer too, buddy. We're in Dodge City, Kansas right now. We're loaded up with 42,000 pounds of beef trim en route for Dakota City, Nebraska. There, I set it out. Oop, man. Man's got a set hanging down to the ground damn near. Alright, we have 510 miles or 480 miles, whichever way you want to take to get to our destination. What's up, G? I know it stinks. If I was to ever become a vegetarian, I think I could give up beef. I think I could. Pork would be really hard for me to give up. I could eat chicken, fish, stuff like that. I think I could give up beef. Just don't tell my wife that, because she always makes a lot of beef. Yeah, who are we kidding? I'm not giving up beef. It's just they're so darn cute. Usually when we come into Larned, Kansas here, that flag is usually down because it's just so windy and kind of stormy maybe, or maybe I just don't see it because it's dark out, and maybe he takes it down every night because he can't get lights up that tall. That flag's really cool. I like that flag. This town looks kind of cool too, but I've never really spent much time in it. Here, you know what? Let's run down the main street. The actual official route is down the main street, but we always take a, well, so there's a sign right there that says truck route. We could deviate from the truck route and just go down Main Street. It looks really cool. I think their main thing is to keep trucks off the brick roads, because in this town there's actual still brick roads, and well, trucks would rip those up pretty quick. This is one of the towns me and Opie would go walk around when it was nice and cool out. We stopped a few times along this route and just walked around the few towns. I can't remember what other town we walked around, but Larned was one of them. It's not a huge town, but you know, movie theater, pretty successful downtown it looks like. And I think that's a courthouse coming up on our left here. Is Larned it must be the county seat, because yeah, that's a nice courthouse there. It's a beautiful courthouse. Pawnee County. I can roll my window down because the humidity's down to 30%. We're at 102 degrees, but when that humidity's down, boy, you can just barely feel it. Granted, I'm in an air-conditioned cab. If I had to work outside in the sun, it'd be a whole... That's always pleasant when you spend a half an hour fixing wiring, and then something that wasn't even broke before doesn't work anymore. If you watch the, I don't know, maybe it was our last video or the video before, one of my fender lights quit working. I couldn't find what was going on. It was a ground wire. I just knew I had to find the ground wire, and I found it. Got that fixed. That's the good part about having a truck with crappy wiring, is most of it I've done, and I can usually find where I cobbled something together. And to tell you the truth, to get those blinkers to work on the lower right side of the bumper, I reached in and wiggled the wires and they started working. I wasn't going to tell you guys that, but now I just did, so I don't know what to do with that. We're in Great Bend, Kansas. Stopped just to fix that parking light. That way when I hit my parking lights tonight, I don't have one eyeball out, or one marker light out on the side. Why did I tell you guys that? I could have been like, yep, wasn't working, so I stopped the camera and had to completely rewire things. No, I just reached under there and wiggled some wires around. I don't want to dig that deep into it right now, but I should. It's really nice out, especially in the shade.
I'll change my fuel filter, but anyway, have a good weekend.
Welcome to Concordia, Kansas. The screws out for my dash. There's 4 there. They're just churn style screws that you put in there. I pulled them out because we're going to stop up here at this Casey's before it gets dark. I don't think my heat gauge is working. My engine temperature gauge is working, and ever since I bought the truck, there's always been a temperature gauge right there. I doubt the wires are going to hook up, but I'm gonna check. I don't know, I can't remember what's behind that one. If I remember right, it's a solid unit, and it's almost like you gotta buy the whole dang thing versus just pulling a couple wires out and plug it into another gauge. I don't know what that heat gauge was used for in the driver that had the truck before me, but the rattling. I don't know if the camera picked it up when we were going through town there. You want to see the wiring nightmare behind a 25-year-old semi? There's your wiring nightmare behind a 25-year-old semi. This heat gauge here is a manual. This heat gauge here is an electric. But you see what I was talking about? This is behind those gauges. But I think a person could probably just unhook that there. But there's no hook in here because this is a manual heat gauge. I don't know where that goes. One of these days I should start pulling on it and see where it goes, but today's not that day. I was just checking to see if it was a simple thing to do or not. These things are kind of like my new addiction. This one has egg and cheese and bacon in it.